Ada, the legitimate daughter of Lord Byron, and who in the 1800s worked with Charles Babbage on what was probably a forerunner of today's computer technology. Ada certainly started something. Today's technology, in avionics, in communications, controlling power on land, at sea, and in the air. All increasingly managed by dedicated computer systems. A software explosion that itself must be controlled. You can't fit a mainframe into a fighter, a missile, or even an airliner. Their avionic and control systems rely on dedicated microprocessors, embedded systems. Faced with the proliferation of languages threatening management control and productivity, the United States Department of Defense mandated Ada for mission-critical systems. Ada is also the preferred language for the United Kingdom Ministry of Defense, NATO, and in more and more civil applications.
One of the results of having committed to the Ada technology across the board is a new capability to realize economies of scale, where we can invest in a single software technology and be able to apply that investment or amortize that investment across many different application domains.
There are really three major areas in which Ada is distinct and important. I call them the political, the managerial, and the technical areas. Now, so far as the political area is concerned, this is to do with international standardization, the fact that it is widely used throughout the world. There are lots of textbooks, lots of students being trained in it, so it's a common culture and means of communication. As far as the second style is concerned, the managerial influence, this is to do with the nature of running projects and organizing the affairs of the work of a programming project, and there Ada's had a big influence as well. The third area, the technical one, which I think most people would focus on, is the fact that Ada has got into the language some specific features to help in the development of software for embedded computer systems. I'm thinking about things like multitasking and exceptions and input-output handling. These are things that Ada has put together that no other language has done.
People say that Ada's hard to learn. That's not really true. It really is a myth. If you set your mind to learning it, then it's perfectly straightforward. There's a lot of it, because in a sense, it reaches parts of the software programming process that other languages don't reach.
So what have the major defense contractors and software developers been looking for?
The ability within the software engineering environment to achieve standardization. You know, now we're talking already of suites of libraries, of reusable code, and so that we are not individually redesigning and redeveloping. Based from the baseline, we in fact got start points throughout the environment, and that's going to be a real bonus. So we're at that point in the use of Ada. So there's great potential.
With Ada tasking, a lot of times you have hard real-time requirements for the response from asynchronous events, which need very fast response times. And if implemented with Ada tasking on previous generations of Ada compilers, you could not utilize that feature of the language. And typically you had to go to your own interrupt handlers, calling, routines written yourself. And the hope is now, with a very high quality production Ada compiler targeted to the embedded computers 68020 and the 7050A, you'd be able to write Ada code using Ada tasking and take advantage of the language.
People can move from project to project and not have to relearn tools and feel very familiar with tools that they've been using all along from system to system.
Well, with the immaturity that's been demonstrated so far with many of the cross-compilation systems to the targets, the embedded targets that we need to deal with at Grumman, DEC, we've been waiting for DEC. And the fact that they've chosen SD as the company to implement their cross-compilation systems gives us great hope.
Digital Equipment Corporation, world leader in networked computer systems, and the major supplier of host computers for embedded systems development. SD-Scicon, the company with the greatest experience in compilers for embedded systems.
After extensive evaluation based on technical and business criteria, we came up with systems designers. And while it seems like a simple marriage, conceptually it is, but it's a very difficult technical challenge. We're taking VAX ADA, which is over 500,000 lines of Bliss code, and we're basically cutting into it and attaching systems designer state-of-the-art code generation technology.
Digital's VAX architecture, allied with the VMS operating system, is the preferred choice for development in the embedded systems market. Digital's awareness of the growing importance of ADA led to VAX ADA, the industry's first production-quality ADA compiler. Digital's strategy recognized the need for a complementary ADA cross-compiler. VAX ADA has set the world standard for quality and efficiency. XD ADA is the next step forward, the definitive toolset for embedded applications. Together, Digital and SD-Scicon have developed an ADA cross-compiler uniquely integrated with VAX ADA. XD ADA. Jeff Holmes, Group Technical Director, SD-Scicon, and Harvey Weiss, Vice President, Government Marketing, Digital Equipment Corporation.
I believe he picked systems designers because when we went looking for the type of company that had the experience and the know-how and the history, we saw that in systems designers. And the people were easy to communicate with, easy to do business with, and I think we shared a common vision and goal. So it was kind of natural for us to come together.
You know, if I were to fill out what you said about your selection criteria for a third-party company to collaborate with on cross-compilation from VMS, that it should be the experience of the marketplace and technology, which are the dominant selection criteria, and we think we bring that to the partnership.
Digital has a very strong commitment to the government marketplace, and because of that, we were involved with ADA very early on. Some people think we were late coming to the marketplace with the product, but that was by design, because we spent an awful lot of time in design and engineering. Our goal was to bring a high-quality, very efficient compiler integrated into all of our offerings. And I think we were able to do that and came up with the best approach to ADA.
There's an increasing amount of evidence coming out from real programs to show that, number one, ADA is producing benefits. Number two, that in embedded systems, ADA is becoming much more and more a practical proposition. With XD ADA, it really is a practical proposition for a large part of the systems requirements that industry has. I think the time of ADA is now coming about. It's taken a lot longer than the pundits a few years ago suggested the technology would arrive in, the time frame it would arrive in, and I think it's coming better but longer, taking longer to come about. And I'm just pleased that we're here today with the right product. XD ADA's real technical strength lies in the quality of its code generation, the quality of the VAX ADA front end, and its close integration with VAX ADA, with the VMS layered toolset. That really is the substantial strength that we're bringing to the marketplace between the two of us now. What the embedded system marketplace has lacked over the last few years has been a really high quality, production quality ADA compilation system. And to an extent, that lack has limited and constrained the growth of ADA. I think now with XD ADA complementing VAX ADA, we can believe, the marketplace can believe that ADA is really going to happen in embedded systems.
XD ADA is the final piece in the VAX ADA development environment.
And our goal is 1.23.
XD ADA's design and performance goals can now be demonstrated.
That looks quite good, because the times that we're turning up on the
typical benchmark results show a 2 to 3 times improvement over current generation products, with more to come. SD-Scicon, working closely with Digital, ensures that Digital users will experience and use XD ADA in a completely familiar host and target environment. From documentation to user interface, the aim is to maintain complete product compatibility. As a VMS user, you'll immediately recognize the working environment of XD ADA. As a VAX ADA user, you'll appreciate the extra capability that XD ADA provides for embedded systems.
SD-Scicon Software Technology Center.
SD-Scicon is the most experienced supplier of cross-compilers for the embedded market.
Hello, Peter Marco, Systems Designer.
The prime responsibility for supporting XD-Ada rests with their Customer Services Division.
Oh, hi, John. Yeah, I've been looking at your problem. I have a few suggestions for you. When you load your program down on the target, I'd like you to inspect the second long word in the DSEG of hppro.asm.
Operating independently from product development, Customer Services is dedicated to the provision of highly responsive customer support.
If a customer needs a response to a question, it is the last item on the developer's mind because he's trying to fix a bug or get the product out in a new release. In England, we have separated the two divisions, the production and the customer support. In fact, when the production gets a new release of the product developed, it is transferred over to the customer support services. They relink it, reload it, and do all the tests over again. Not really trusting our production division, but rather just as another QA, quality assurance procedure. Our marketplace right now is the major government prime contractors and aerospace companies who are doing development work for the Department of Defense, embedded computer systems. Right now, XD-Ada is a very exciting product. It is a next jump over from VAX Ada and SD-Ada Plus technology.
Ada runs the same on American computers as it does on Japanese computers, as it does on European computers. So we've gotten ourselves into a situation now where the artificial blockages or barriers to trade have been effectively removed. And we have a worldwide software crisis, and the people who get up to speed first in Ada and software engineering are going to be the kings of the future global competitive markets.
SD-Scicon and Digital, a partnership of mutual strength, experience and expertise, which answers the market need and delivers the product. XD-Ada is a quality product with a powerful development capability. It gives reduced development costs and real target support. And through the unique association between SD-Scicon and Digital, total VMS compatibility. Above all, XD-Ada delivers real performance for mission-critical systems. SD-Scicon and Digital are today setting world standards for Ada development.